In 1866, a debt-ridden epileptic writer who had once stood in front of a firing squad published a novel about a young man who commits a murder to find out what kind of person he is. Fyodor Dostoevsky wrote Crime and Punishment against a deadline he set to pay off gambling debts. It became one of the most influential novels ever written, a book that crawls inside a killer's head and refuses to let you look away. It is not a mystery about who did it. You watch him do it on page 1. The mystery is what it does to him afterward. The killer is Rodion Raskolnikov, a former law student, brilliant and proud, starving in a coffin-sized room in the slums of St. Petersburg. He has dropped out. He owes rent he cannot pay. He pawns his last possessions to an old woman who lends money at cruel interest. And in the heat and filth of the city, a theory has been growing in his mind. A theory he is about to test on a living person. The theory is this: that most people are ordinary, made only to obey, and that a rare few are extraordinary, men like Napoleon who have the right to step over moral law if their purpose is great enough. To such a man, Raskolnikov reasons, a single murder is nothing. Blood is permitted. He begins to wonder which kind he is, and he decides the way to know for certain is to kill, to prove he is above the rule that binds everyone else. His target is the pawnbroker, Alyona Ivanovna, a mean, miserly old woman he tells himself the world would be better without. He convinces himself it is almost arithmetic. One worthless life ended, and with her money 1,000 good lives could be saved. This is the trap of the whole book. Raskolnikov builds a flawless argument in his head, and the novel spends 400 pages showing that a human being is not an argument. He takes an axe, he goes to her apartment under a pretext, and he kills her. But the murder does not go as the theory promised. In the middle of it, the old woman's gentle, simple-minded half-sister Lizaveta walks in, an innocent, one of the very people his theory was supposed to protect. Panicked, he kills her too. The clean philosophical act has become a double murder of exactly the kind of victim he never accounted for. He escapes, barely, with a few stolen items he can never bring himself to use. And here the real subject of the book begins. Almost immediately, Raskolnikov's mind starts to come apart. He falls into a fever. He raves. He nearly confesses to strangers. The proud logic that made the murder seem simple cannot survive contact with what he has actually done. His own conscience, which he swore he did not have, begins to hunt him. Dostoevsky knew this territory from the inside. In 1849, as a young man, he was arrested for belonging to a circle of political radicals. He was sentenced to death. He was marched to a square, tied up, and made to wait his turn before the firing squad. And only at the last possible moment was the sentence commuted to hard labor in Siberia. He never forgot standing there, certain he had minutes to live. He spent 4 years in a Siberian prison camp, in chains, among murderers and thieves. He came out changed, his early radicalism replaced by a deep, hard-won Christianity and an obsession with guilt, suffering, and the possibility of redemption. He was epileptic. He gambled compulsively and disastrously. He wrote Crime and Punishment while broke, grieving, and racing a contract that would have handed a publisher the rights to everything he ever wrote. Back in the novel, Raskolnikov is not alone, though he wants to be. There is his devoted friend Razumikin, warm and loyal, where Rodion is cold and withdrawn. There is his mother and his sister Dunya, who have come to Petersburg. And Dunya is about to sacrifice herself in a loveless marriage to a smug, controlling man named Luzhin to save the family from poverty. Raskolnikov sees in her sacrifice a mirror of his own twisted logic, destroying yourself for a supposedly higher good. Then he meets the Marmeladov family. Semyon Marmeladov is a hopeless drunk who has drunk his family into ruin. His daughter Sonia, gentle, devout, has been forced into prostitution to keep her little siblings from starving. She wears the yellow ticket of a registered prostitute and carries her shame like a wound. And in Sonia, this humiliated, self-sacrificing girl, Raskolnikov finds the one person he cannot lie to. Sonia becomes the moral center of the book. She has every reason to be bitter and is not. She has been degraded in every way the world can degrade a person, and she has kept her faith and her tenderness intact. Raskolnikov is drawn to her with something like desperation, because she suffers as he does, but without pride, without theory, and without turning her pain into a weapon against other people. Meanwhile, a second man circles him, Porfiry Petrovich, the investigating magistrate. Porfiry has no hard evidence. What he has is psychology. He has read an article Raskolnikov once published on the theory of the extraordinary man, and he suspects. And so begins one of the great cat-and-mouse duels in literature, not a hunt for clues, but a patient, almost gentle pressure on a guilty mind. Porfiry waiting for Raskolnikov's own conscience to do the work for him. This is Dostoevsky's real innovation. Crime and punishment is not about whether Raskolnikov will be caught by the police. It is about whether he can survive himself. The punishment of the title begins the instant the crime is done, long before any court. It is isolation. It is the sudden, unbearable distance between him and every other human being. He has cut himself off from the species, and the loneliness of it is a kind of living death. Into this comes a genuinely frightening figure, Svidrigailov, a wealthy, amoral man who has done terrible things and feels almost nothing. He is what Raskolnikov's theory looks like fully realized, a man who has truly stepped over the line and out the other side into emptiness. Svidrigailov is Raskolnikov's dark double, proof of where the road ends. And what he becomes is not a Superman. It is a man for whom nothing means anything at all. There is a scene at the heart of the novel that readers never forget. Raskolnikov goes to Sonia's room. He asks her to read to him from the Gospel, the story of Lazarus, the man Christ raises from the dead after 4 days in the tomb. Sonia, trembling, reads it aloud. 2 ruined people in a shabby room, one a murderer and one a prostitute, bent over the story of a dead man called back to life. Dostoevsky is telling you exactly what he thinks is possible. Unable to bear the pressure any longer, Raskolnikov does the thing his whole theory forbade. He confesses, first to Sonia. He tells her he killed the old woman, and Sonia's response is not horror or rejection. She says, "What have you done to yourself?" Then she tells him what he must do. Go to the crossroads, bow down, kiss the earth you have defiled. Confess aloud to everyone. Accept the suffering, because suffering, she believes, is the only road back to being human. Svidrigailov, meanwhile, reaches the end of his own road. Having failed to force the love he wanted, having exhausted every pleasure and found them all hollow, he spends a last strange night in a cheap hotel, and at dawn shoots himself. His death hangs over the last part of the book as the alternative ending, the one where there is no Sonia, no gospel, no bowing down. Just a man alone with his nothing, choosing to stop. Raskolnikov teeters between the 2 paths, Svidrigailov's void and Sonia's cross. Porfiry, in a final conversation, tells him plainly that he knows and urges him to confess, promising a lighter sentence and something more important, a way to live. You need air, Porfiry says. Become the sun and everyone will see you. He is offering the killer the one thing his theory denied existed, the chance at redemption. At last, Raskolnikov walks to the police station. He falters, turns to leave, sees Sonia standing outside watching him, and turns back. He goes in, and he says the words, "It was I who killed the old woman and her sister Lizaveta with an axe." The confession that his pride swore he would never make. The theory of the extraordinary man ends not in triumph, but in a young man saying at last that he is just a man like any other, and that he did a terrible thing. He is sentenced to 8 years of hard labor in Siberia, the same frozen exile Dostoevsky himself had endured. Sonia follows him. She sells what little she has and moves to the prison town to be near him, to wait. And for a long time, even there, Raskolnikov does not repent. He is sullen, proud, sick, still half convinced his only real crime was failing, being weak, getting caught. The theory dies hard. Then, in the epilogue, something breaks open. Recovering from an illness, sitting by a river in the vast Siberian light, he sees Sonia, and something in him finally gives way. He weeps. He throws himself at her feet. Dostoevsky writes that they were both pale and thin, but in those sick, pale faces, the dawn of a new future already shone. Love does what the argument never could. The man who tried to reason his way above humanity is finally, painfully, allowed back into it. That is the whole arc of the book, from a proud mind that believed it could stand outside morality, to a broken man kneeling in the dirt, restored not by logic, but by love and suffering, and another person's refusal to give up on him. Dostoevsky is arguing, across 600 pages, that no one is extraordinary in the way Raskolnikov meant, that the rules are not for lesser people, they are the price of being human at all, and that the way back is never through the head. It is through the heart. Crime and Punishment has never stopped being read because the question at its center never goes away. What do we owe each other, and what happens to us when we decide quietly that we are the exception? Dostoevsky had stood at the edge of his own execution and been handed his life back. He spent the rest of it writing about people given a second chance they did not deserve. If you have ever built a perfect argument for doing something you knew was wrong, he wrote this for you, in 1866, and it has not aged a day. Crime and Punishment. Read it when you're ready. Full episode on the channel now.